So today's topic is going to be how to generate high-value clients through humanized AI content automation. That's the topic. And my goal is to show you a few things. Number one is to show exactly how to have an advisory clients. And if you want to use the get accounting compliance client, you can as well. But we obviously specialize in how to get high-value advisor client using our content with little effort right now, literally today, if you want to deploy what you learn. Now, second is even though you have no idea what to produce, sometimes I just have no idea, like I've got all this idea in my head, but what I'm going to actually say, is it going to be even relevant? Is that even going to be meaningful? Because I'm worried about if I'm saying something that's going to be sounds not as good as what's going to be the market perceived to be, and how to actually produce them and produce them at a scale. And third is, and how to do it without the fear that your content is not congruent or relevant to your brand. Because when I will make a post building our brand, anything that we're saying get perceived in the public, and how to make sure that is congruent with your personality, with your profile, with your brand and your company. So that's what we're going to cover today. And I hope by you finishing at the end of this webinar or workshop, you're going to take away exactly everything that you need to know so you can go and implement. Okay, it's going to save you months, if not years, to figure it out yourself, right? And in a minute, I'm going to show you in a second. Disclaimer. Now, you still require a little bit of editing because unless you're building a separate AI sort of your own app, which then you build your threads, your conversation with your clients, your Zoom recordings, everything kind of customized to your own business, which is a separate topic. Then every AI content prompt from that will be then relevant to exactly the entire experience about everything about your business, about yourself. But right now, if you're using a general AI tool, which we're going to talk about, then you still require a little bit of editing to make sure that's on point for what you're trying to achieve. Second, you still require to understand who is your niche, right? We've got a separate training to talk about how to pick your profitable niche. So you got to know understanding who you're talking to. And third, you still continue to optimize your prompt that suit your brand, because every person in business is different. Okay. Now you'll get the entire worksheet. So I've got 3 bonuses and the whole prompt, if you're going to steal until if you're going to stay until the end of it. This is going to be a workshop for our clients. Some of the clients are here, as well as for the public. So all the worksheets and prompt we don't give out. We'll probably give out the training, but the entire actual prompt and actual tools will be only give out to people who will stay and then who be with us today. So that's why you're here, and you invest the time. You deserve to get everything that you need. Now, who's this for? For any business owner, accountant, bookkeeper, CFO, a financial advisor looking to get brand out there and attract ideal clients for content, any consultant and solopreneur expert, how to unpack the knowledge and distribute the content to masses and get clients and make an impact. And for any employees who work a 9 to 5, who feel like trapped, and who wants to replace the current income by starting a business and help individual businesses to manage the money and finance and accounting and tax. Cool. So that's 3 category of people that you'll benefit. If you one of those, you sweet. If you're not, it's still benefit. May not be as benefit. Okay. Now here's the product that how we help businesses to grow. On the top, we have a tract, we have a convert, we have a scale. The purpose is to help them to grow every single month, to generate more profit, more time, and deliver more value for the clients. On the top, we have how to define your niche and craft your advisor offer, and then how to fill out your audience of people that can look at your product every single day. On the left, where to convert, which is how to convert them through content, automation, and warming up prospects. So they're kind of 7 out of 10 hot, ready to buy. And a scale side of it, we'll design a business model so that it is actually a scalable model. Second, about your deliveries, how you're onboarding, how you deliver services. And third, how to KPI a team of your system. So rank your team into KPI so they can deliver service on your behalf, so you can actually scale with more time. Now, this particular training right now sits in amplified content, which is how do we, once we kind of connect with them, how do we get them to come to you by using content? Cool. Excuse me. This webinar is not about me, but for those who don't know, just so they give you a bit of believability why you should be here and what are you really getting. Really quick ones. So I came in Australia in 2002 with literally zero English, and I got my name, I think, on a taxi. The guy saying, hey, do you have a name? I said, well, I've got a Chinese name. So they gave me a Kevin, Simon, and Michael. I picked Simon. I thought that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's not my official name. That's kind of how I got in with zero English. Graduate Master of Accounting 2010 in UTS. Did a Finance and Financial Planning Bachelor and a Master of Accounting 20 in Masters. And I ranked top 2 advisor among hundreds of advisors across Australia in Westpac. Later, I got fired because I just wasn't fit in corporate. Didn't like it. They don't like me. That's fine. Pretty sad. But I walked out of, got kicked out, and then I started my own business. About a year and a half later, cold calling for my first financial planning business. Then I did 400,000 and then 700,000, and then did a 1.2, and then I sold it 2.5, multiple revenue 2019. It's got a BFO group, built financial freedom. Cool, that's me. And since then, obviously, that was really grateful to be able to travel. So I 2 kids, daughters, 8 and 10, to a private school, be able to build my house. Anyway, so that's me. And that's our offices in Banger, and we've built 2 7-figure businesses and help over 450 accountant, bookkeepers, CFOs, financial advisors, and consultant to grow. So that's us, and here's the summer brand we work with. My Doris, HTV Advisors, and Bentley's, Amada, a whole bunch of others. Here's our client result. New business 40 days, get referrals, transition from compliance to add value, start loving again, one of the bookkeepers, and start generating value instead of bookkeeping. Sign up 8 clients in 2 months, adding businesses 20 60 days, hourly rate 2 months with fixed fees, and here's some of the client result. And there's a whole bunch of hundreds and others. Now, for those of you, if you are interested, hey, what do you actually do, Simon? How does that all work? And it sounds pretty good. Then what I like to do is to drop in one of the quick link in the chat about exactly the framework and the metaphor, how we help in details. And if you're interested, you can obviously go and click and apply to book a chat. We're going to see if we can actually help. There's no sales pitch, and there's good information for you to consume about how to grow next million fees with advisor client, less than 50 customers. So I'm just going to drop that for those who are interested. Now, back on what we're trying to cover. So what I'm going to cover is 3 things. Number 1, how to find your niche, and that whole button using AI. And the generating AI is going to be much better than marketing. At least it's better than me, just because it's got more data to play. And how to create content ID using AI in a minute, and turning a ID into 24 viral ideas, mapping 6 months of content. And number 3, how to automate 70% of entire content using AI automation process to build your authority, number 1, and create viral and generating a sales. That's probably what we really, really want. Okay. So that's 3 things we're going to cover. And let's dive right into it. We travel pretty fast. G'day, Tony.
Hey, morning.
Morning, my friend. So anyone who stayed at the end, you're going to get the entire workbook, worksheets. You'll be in a treat. So here's the entire, everything. I thought I'd do a Google Docs. I used to do a fancy PDF and drawings, and people finding a download they can't draw. I think is more useful to using one of those tools. So I've changed the format, how we give you guys the value. So on the left side of it, you got 3 secret, and you got 3 steps how to create your idea, and you got a whole bunch of bonuses, which I'm going to share with you.
I printed it, so you just put it like that, and then
Right, it's going to ask people to milk. That will be amazing. Okay, so how to find your niche and the help buttons using AI. This AI generator allow you to create viral content. Now, step 1, simple. You're going to figure out what you're actually good at. Now, I know I'm saying something very, very simple, but it's very important. Figure out what you're actually good at, what you're passionate about, right? This is all about you. So whether you're passionate about cash flow strategies, if you're passionate about increased profitability, you're passionate about outsourcing, you're passionate about structure setup, you're passionate about tax, you're passionate about generating wealth for your customers, if you're passionate about automating businesses so they don't have to do a manual bookkeeping process, whatever it might be, you got to figure out what you're actually really passionate about. That's important. And step 2 is figure out who is your audience, right? So if step 1 is about you, then step 2 is about them. When we're creating content, what we go wrong is like, if we just talk about them, like me just talk about accountant, for example, without talking about me, there's no connections, right? If you just talk about me, what I'm good at, but without tied into what I'm good at to a person, then there's a missing link. So it's just as important that there's overlapping between you and them, and then your content sits right in the middle, right? So you got to have a person in mind when you talk, and it's about them, whether you work with constructions, manufacturer, e-commerce business, or you work with business wanted to exit in 3 years' time with better valuation through your accounting bookkeeping services, or you want to work with property developers to minimize tax and build the property portfolio so they can generate a passive income. We got a separate training how to pick your profit niche, but understanding who is your customer, that is important. Okay, so what we then do is we're simply using this prompt below to get the ChatGPT to do a complete research for us, understanding what's needed, right? So I'm going to play this. I'm going to drop this in the chat, and what I'd like you to do is to play this with me right now together. So I've got my ChatGPT. Hopefully you have your version. If you're not using ChatGPT 4, you probably should. $20 a month is going to get you so much more return than you can imagine. Okay. So what I do is I put my prompt in it. I said, I want you to do a customer research for me. Tell me 10 frustration, desires, dreams, and 10 fears that my target audience experiencing relates to. Okay. So the relates to part is where you got to understand who is your customer and what are you trying to achieve for them, right? For example, relates to construction businesses in Australia who are already doing 2 million plus, and they try to achieve 20 mil. It's called a 5 mil plus business. They stuck in cash flow and have low profitability. Okay, so in this particular insert, I not only talk about the who, which is construction, I talked about the transformation, which is what the current situation was, the desired situation, right? Property developers who try to build a $10 million portfolio with equity that so they can, minimize tax, generating passive incomes, right? So you give them a transformation, which then give you so much than just a point, right? A point not as good as a line. And then you talk about a cash flow probability, which then something that you allow you to do. Cool. So I do that. And I encourage you to play that right now because this threats would allow you to build. One second. I'm gonna start again. Okay. So because I have used that little sign, so remove that. So now that gives me a way better research because we used to research for every firm just, to figure out what the pain points are, how we craft a product that's better. Now 80% time we're using this. And so now you've got a I think it's pretty accurate. You got frustration, difficulty in managing cash flow due to delayed payments. Scaling operation, take a large project. Desired efficiency cash flow, managing the easy operation pressures, high profit margins through optimized operational pricing, achieve a steady flow of a high value project instead of just a project. And so the more specific that you gave, the better you get. If you then try it again, saying instead of that, just say who already business in Australia, who and about their cash flow, right? So now obviously they'll give a cash flow and profitability as angle. And now I'm giving them a cash flow as the only angle. So the more that you give the prompt, the more variations of a general answer you're going to get. The more specific you give one thing, the more deep on that one thing will split out. So obviously in this particular chart, that will give you everything about cash flow only. Okay. And so depends on what you're solving, what problems are, what your products are. So you're understanding how to prompt in that. Cool. So that is the first thing that you do a market research by understanding what's happening in the world and what do you want to help them to solve that allow you to creating an overlapping between them and yourself. And therefore there's a product can be given, there's a money can be made on the back of it, the problem can be solved with a solution you can provide. Okay. Now, that's secret one, how to research your market. As simple as get. We don't need more than that. All right. So if you continue building that threat, what you just did on the chat, you'll continue building your prompt, and all the history on the particular prompt will get stored and remembered, and will be capturing in the entire thread. Okay. So keep in the same pace if you want to continue building anything on top of that. Now, secret number 2, how to create content idea using AI in minutes and turning an idea into 24 viral ideas and mapping out 6 worth of content. Now, step 1, how to come up with the idea. Now you know what the problems are, what the frustrations, okay? How to come up with the idea of my content. Step 1 is to decide on your monthly content volume. I call it monthly, you can call it quarterly, you can call it 6 monthly. And I suggest you starting with 3 pieces of content per week. So that's 3 times 4. So every month you have a 12 piece of content. So it's 3 pieces a week, 4 weeks. That will be the starting point. Okay, so obviously if you talk about platforms, and LinkedIn, you post once a day. Facebook, there's no particular rhythm. You can post whatever you want. And Instagram can post a couple of times a day. So it depends on the platform. The email database you can do, once every day. So that's kind of the rhythm, but 3 piece times 4, that will give you enough that get you to contextualize for every platform. I'm going to show you how to the posting schedule in a second. Step 2 is to map your monthly content pillars. Okay. Now, it's going to be a very important one. I made a lot of mistakes on that. I used to only talk about accounting related, right? And so it's important to know that there are 2 types of content. There's a viral content and the industry content. So viral means if I'm doing tax, and if majority of Australians, for example, like to talk about how to get more property through tax, then I'll just talk about that because that's already been viral, that's already been popular. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to create something that you believe to be valuable. You want to create something that has already gone viral in the marketplace, okay? And then you talk a little bit about your industry specific, right? You can talk about your tax and structures and, for example, SMSF, if you're an accountant, just to make another example. And then you want to talk about properties and development stuff, that things already popular, right? Even within a property world, the things already trending and hot, right? Suburbs, trends, interest rate. Now, what it does is a viral plus your expertise, your own industry, allow you to get followers, right? Now, if you don't have any followers, if you don't have anybody, then if you say something no one can actually hear you, that means it does not matter how good your contents are, that you got no eyeball on your content, and so therefore there's no people to connect with you. Okay, so you need to be able to get more followers. And then the second is about your personal and your case studies. Personal is about your license that people are going to be able to see you. Case studies is something that you show the client's result. So if the top part of Viral Plus industries get more followers, the personal case study is going to get you more sales. Okay. And so you need more people to look at you and hopefully turning that people that will look at you into money. Now, as I said, I add a CTA if you can. CTA stands for call to action. It's like, hey, this is my client result. If you're interested, DM me, can brainstorm how to help you out as well, right? That's what I mean by CTA. Now, what's the ratio between get followers and get sales? Is the ratio comes down to the audience size. If you have a lot of audience, right, you do more get follower content if you have a small audience size. You do more sales content if you have more large audience. For example, if I send an email to my database, I've got a lot of content, and I've got a lot of people can jump on the call and talk to me about how to grow businesses. So I can just send in something that's going to work. But if I don't have anyone in my database, then I need to create more follower-driven content that is about industry viral related. So they want to be opted into my world. So when I do a content that discussing potential brainstorm to work together, then there's more lead coming out of that, right? So that's two parts of it. Now, the formula, it's up to you, but I believe you're looking at maybe a minimum of 5 viral, because I believe that most of professionals like us don't have a lot of followers. So do more viral content, 5 viral, 2 personal, 3 industry. That's kind of like what you do and what you're good at, and 2 case studies, right? That's a mix of content pillars for the 12 pieces. Okay. If you have any questions, drop your question in the chat. The next part is about content format. I won't dive into detail about that, but it's really 3 key pieces, right? And number 1 is about hook. So people start consuming your content. Step 2 is about retain. So people wanted to stick it out your content. They know there's a value, so they're going to be watching it. Just like this webinar, a headline hook you in. I'll tell you this is going to be amazing. You're going to get a lot of stuff at the end of it. It's going to hopefully it's going to retain you. And reward, meaning that I would then be able to give you insight, value, so you feel like rewarded for the time you spend. Because when you feel rewarded for the time you spend, you want to spend time again to come back, either join another webinar, consume the content. So any content pillar's got 3 pieces. I hook them in, retain them by telling a story, give them a step-by-step process, which is literally what I'm doing right now. I'm going to give you the 3 secrets. I'm going to step-by-step within each secret. I'm going to give you insight so you can walk away and do it yourself. You feel like it's been really valued and you feel rewarded, and therefore you want to look at that piece of content again whenever that people post or promote something else, right? That's the content format as a big idea. Now, let's dive into it. We've done the step 1, step 2, step 3. Now we're going to dive into the viral and industry and personal and testimony, how to actually create those IDs. I'm going to show you how to produce the content and how to automate that in the next 20 minutes or half an hour. Okay, so viral industries. The purpose of viral content allow you to expand your audience and brand awareness, and industry content allow you. So the viral content is allow you to expand your audience. Okay, so if I talk about an AI content, now, even though I don't work with hospitalities, even though I don't work with everyone else's, people can still interested because it's a hot topic. Okay, it doesn't has to be relevant to CFOs, accountant, or consultant. And then the industry content allow you to be the expert and turning your followers into raving fans. Industry content meaning stuff that what you do for your clients. Okay, so that's industry content. So first, let's look at this 5 method, right? Method 1, using media article. Method 2, using YouTube videos. Method 3, using a viral video finder. Number 4, using headline generator. And number 5 is going to a little bit of a menu, finding things that you like, all right? So that's diving number 1, median article. So I'm going to click this link. Again, you're going to get entire worksheets at the end of it. So automate content writing with a Medium. Okay, this is where we're going to find the trending hot topic on medium.com, which is probably the biggest article publications out there in the world. There's a couple others, but this is the main one. So what we do is you go to ChatGPT and you want to go to the plugin store and download the content rewriter plugin. So if I go to ChatGPT, what you do is you go to explore GPTs, click that. And you're going to type it in content rewriter. Which is this one here. I've already got it, right? It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. So you click that and you got to start chat. Okay. So now you got a content rewriter there, which is this one here. So what I'll do is then I'll go back to this one. I'll go to medium.com. So I'll click Medium. And I'll make sure that I'm posting any syncing. And so when I get there, I'm going to search something I will be interested. And I'll give you an example. I'm interested in tax in Australia. Okay. So I'll then have a look at that. I go, what's popular, right? What it's got the most stuff, right? That's got a 1.2K about Australian tax office having that issue that's been popular. So you can talk about that because of the hot, but that's old, right? 2019. So you don't want to talk things that is too old because that was the news back then. It's no longer news now. And let's say if we talk about for example, right? I'll talk about crypto tax in Australia. So I have a look at this. I go, this is pretty interesting. What I do is I'll summarize the entire thing. I'll basically copy. I'll just go Control or Command A, depends if you Mac, and actually, I'll just copy that. And oops, let me do it again. You want to find something that's already doing well, right? Because if it's doing well, it means it's already viral, it's already popular. Then you're not creating something for your own, you're creating something that's already been great. So you're going to get more followers. Just talk about things that's already hot. Anyway, I'm going to copy this. I will then, using my prompt, I say rewrite this article 40. Okay. So rewrite this article 40. So that's grammar correct. Okay. So what it does is the content rewriter is going to help you to rewrite the content using a different format. So we're not plagiarizing anything. It's just completely different. You can ask them to rewrite again. So every time you ask them to rewrite, we'll write a complete different version of it. So you can rewrite as many times as you want. Okay. So now it's yours. It's your own version of content talked about your cryptocurrency, ATO, and tax. Now, then what I do is I would step 2, so plug in store. So we've done the content rewriter. Step 2 is we're going to curate the content. So now we'll just curate the content. Curate as in just curate the version already had. into your own. And what we're going to do is we're using ChatGPT to prompt that into a post that you want. So we're going to give you a controversial social media post, information gap social media post, and a problem solution social media post. That's 3 where we do your work. Cool. Now I'm just going to choose a controversial social media post, because the more controversial, the more people interested. Why? Because you talk about something that is conflict. And I will then copy that prompt. I go back. I click ChatGPT. I put it there, but I probably need to go back to copy this content from content rewriter. Right, cool. So what I do, I just put this content in the bottom part for now, so it's saved. And I will then, using my prompt, controversial in the ChatGPT. So I go to ChatGPT, that's right. And I copy that. So I copy the entire thing. So I'll copy the entire thing. And what I do, I got rid of the title. So social media content format. So in that bracket, I'll then go borrow my content. Now it's my cryptocurrency tax. And I'm going to here to do a paste. And I'll do a enter. So now I got this cool thing, right? No one has told you yet, but navigating a crypto tax struggle in Australia, it's like decoding a whatever, right? Thought, back in taxes stuff, right? So now this is capital gain tax. So this is about 150 words, right? So you can have 120 words, 200 words. You just got to change your prompt. It depends the context, right? If you want to do a Facebook post with 300 words, you just tell them 300 words. Obviously, you got to do a bit of editing. So starting by getting a real deal on capital gain tax, document every single transactions. Result, financial people staying on the, can make it simple. So please make the language simple. Okay, so this is a very short copy, right? It works incredible on short copy works incredible on LinkedIn. And obviously, if you do a video, I do a video. I'll show you how to do that. Talk about that in a second. So now, what have you done? If actually taken as something that is really trendy and popular, it's got 1,000 likes. You can do a whole bunch of research on that. I won't be dive into it. And curated through content rewriter, which is now become your content. Use the content prompt that I provide you now, turn it into your own social media post. Okay, so that's method 1, using media article curation. Method 2, YouTube video transcription. Okay, search something that you like. Right, that just choose a popular guy, as you guys all know. That should choose this Alex, and then choose a video that we believe to be good. Let's look at what's the let's have a look at how to become a millionaire. I like that. Okay, how to become a millionaire. I got the link. I copy that link. I want to become a millionaire. So, or I want to teach others, or at least I wanted to share my mindset, whatever. You don't have to be a millionaire to share a millionaire mindset. And then search YouTube. I got the video. Go to that link. So I copy that link. I put there. and I've got Alex video. I go to that link. I put my link in that. I go. Okay, there's a couple of things. Number one, they've got AI tool that you can do a short clips from the video, which I'm not going to do because I don't want Alex video to it's not my video. I'm just going to copy entire transcript. All right, now I've got the entire transcript done. Every words that he said on that video, now I've got that. And guess you know what I'm going to do about it, right? I'm going to reuse that word to make something different. So now I've got a ChatGPT. I've got that open. I'm going to use the prompt. You are experts at writing, whether you want to write a video script, a social media script. Don't have to do anything else, just say, okay. So I'll copy that. And I got on my ChatGPT and I say, hey, you are expert at writing engaging social media content, depends what you want to do, for just say for LinkedIn, okay? First, read the following script. Do not do anything else. Just say, okay, when you're ready for the instruction. And so I'm going to do is I'm going to my YouTube stuff. I'll copy that again, entire script. I'm going to place that into that little box there. And that's going to do nothing. Just say, okay, hopefully. Great, done a good job. So it's parked. Now what I'm going to do is I will then use transcription. So once it's complete, put in the prompt to get 10 ideas from the video. Okay, using transcript below, come up with 10 ideas. Using transcript, come up with the 10 ideas for, because this time I want to talk about video, right? 1 minute education video that I will be using on LinkedIn. Now it will give me, that's kind of, do well with the capital gain tax. So now, because he wanted to open up a different thread, preferably using every prompt and a different new tab instead of the same thread. And so now give me different headlines about that particular video. Obviously, what I'm giving you now is a very simple prompt, but with Alex's script here, you can using a different prompt to get a lot more, if you just want to get more juicy out of this. But now you got the word, you can come up with very different versions of this parts, right? Give you ideas about how to create content that how to achieve $1 million. Now, number 3. So now we're done number 1. Number 2, YouTube. Number 3, Viral Finder. So I'm going to click Viral Finder. And this is, so it's free for a first few, so you can just register for free. What I do is I will then go to that website. I go to user search. You basically find the people that you wanted to talk about. So if you go through Instagram, wherever you're going through, especially this is going to be powerful for video. Like I'm doing video predominantly as my medium, then I transcribe into copywriting and social media. So you got to decide if you wanted to a written or video as a starting point. A video is good because a video can go into written, but a written cannot be going to video as much. Yeah. So I'll search, I've already done it. So I'll click Alex and I'll be able to see the most likes, everything that he's got, right? There's 30,000, 300,000 likes. So I can search people that comments and likes the most. And then I basically would actually create almost exact same type of video by changing a little bit of hooks, by using content rewriter to rewrite the whole thing, okay? And then later, I'm going to show you a strategy how to automate this whole thing into your world, which is a third secret, which is going to be really cool. And that's how I do it. I'll find a viral video. I will rewrite it, curate it to my own, using prompt, play around with it. Be mindful when you're finding someone that you wanted to model. This is probably not the best example. You don't want to model someone that is really, really popular because, you know, if you model Donald Trump, like there's nothing you can learn because he you know, if Elon Musk saying a word is going to be popular. So you want to model someone who's not really that popular, who's kind of starting out, but their content works really well. That means their contents are good. It isn't because the success behind it is good. If you model someone's already successful and their content's good because they're already successful, not just because the content is good, right? So when you model, you make sure you model someone who's not that successful yet. That shows the contents are good, are popular. Okay, that's another trick or tip. And then I use Slack to transcribe audio. I'm going to show you in a second how to automate the entire transcript, which is the third secret. Number 4, so we've done a viral video finder. So if you want to do video finding what's popular, just model it. Number 4 is headline generator. So the headline generator is very, very important because as you remember, we talked about on the top, is that every content has got 3 pieces, right? A hook, a return, and reward. Now, you don't have ability to return them or reward them if you don't hook them. So a hook, which is the headline, is the most important piece for any videos, content, YouTube, whatever you do, right? So I'm going to give you all this headline generator. Click number 4. Is you, let's go to that website. And then you go headline generator in the middle. That's been signed up. I decided not to for now. And what you do is you put your main keywords inside here. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff from before. You have a clean spreadsheet. What you do is you want to put a 1 or 2 keywords that are relevant to what you do. Okay. So I wanted to talk about property tax. And create title. Right. Now you got all the headlines that has been proven they're already doing well. So 15 tips in property tax success, fast track your property tax. Turn your property tax into a high-performing machine. So that's kind of like not 100% accurate, but there's a lot of things that you can borrow. The hidden mystery behind property tax. Cool. So that's how you can generate endless headlines for that. Now, lastly is menu finder. So which I actually really like because I scroll on social media, I'll find something I really like. And especially things that go really viral, I basically just got what they have and rewrite the whole thing to make it my own. Okay. That's the best way to do social media is to do something that's already hot. Okay. I won't be doing that with you right now, but get the point. So that's how you do viral and industry content. So now repeat. We got the hot button using eyes to understanding the research and what the frustration, fear, desire. So you know who you're talking to, what sort of problem you want to solve, and what sort of content you want to generate. Secret 2 is how to actually generate different content ideas. We've done all that. We've talked about your pillars, the virals industry. Now we'll get into the personal side of it. Now, a personal content, the purpose of it is to create connection, relatability to your audience, sharing your personal life and experience interest behind just what you know. And so the content help you, the audience, to get to know real you, right? Now, it's about lessons and stories. So now in this part, you're going to change the language from you to I, right? Instead of say you need to save tax, you now say I save. This is how I do my property tax. This is how I have learned my lessons about how to property development. This is how I learn about cash flow. This is how I learn about, life as a lesson, how to be, mindfulness, whatever. And you will speak the content. I find it's actually quite difficult to actually write content, especially it's all gets stuck in my head. So I normally speak content. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second through the third secret. And so that's your prompt that you can use for personal. I'm going to show you in a second. I'll do that. And then there's a testimonial, right? The purpose of testimonial content is to demonstrate real life impact your services and client result, and unique mechanism breaks down. This is how your client, show your clients testimonials, before, after stories, client interviews, behind the scene about your meetings and strategies. Okay. So again, for testimonial, it's very simple. You simply think about one person that you have connected over the last 2 weeks in Zoom meeting, on telephones, that you help them with some strategy, some sort, that they, just one client, and you will speak about it. Okay. And again, I'll show you how to speak about it. Now, so that is a viral plus industry, which is get viral people following you, get connected. You got your personal testimony. We talk about client result, follow me. We can talk about how I can help you the same. So that your personal allow you to connect and get, and then your testimony is allowed to get sales. Your viral industry is allow you to establish an expert, getting more people to come, right? So we've done that, which is the secret number 2, the content pillar, how to create your ideas. Now we're going to dive into secret number 3, which is how to automate that 70% of the entire content production. 3-step, how to do that. Now, one of the things I do, I been practicing, has been really, really beneficial, is I'll look at the, so that's how I'm going to do a, okay, let me do a testimonial, okay? So I'm going to show you how to automate the whole thing. What you need is you just need a, I'll put that down. I'm going to open up my tool. Okay. So we're going to use a tool called Slack. I think it's free if you're just yourself, okay? But this is probably the best one, is very convenient. So I'll share my screen. Okay. So I've got a Slack 2 on the right, and I've got a script on the left. Okay. What I actually do, the problem with the Slack is it doesn't allow you to, it doesn't allow you to stop. Okay. So what I normally do is I do this. Very, very cool. So simple. You'll have a recorder. It's called the, if you use iPhone, I don't know, the Android. So voice recorder. If you look at your phone, you've got a voice recorder. If you use iPhone. And I'm just going to record on my phone to talk about my content. Okay. So how to talk about content, I'm going to do a really short version, just for demo purposes, not for the full. So I'm going to talk about those points, right? Those are the point that I'm going to talk to my recording. I'm going to do a really quick one right now. So I'll click record, and then I'll do a stop, okay? Because I can't speak 3 minutes inconsistent, because my mind doesn't work that way. Click record. I work with a client whose name is David, who focuses on manufacturing client businesses. Recently got 2 clients that pay me $3K a month. Focus on increasing profitability per unit product. I click pause so I can think about what I said a second. Second is going to be social proof. You know, I've got a little testimonial. He's saying something because I'm doing a video right now. I want to think about this script going to my video production. And I say, and I start again. His screenshot of a testimonial he wrote up. He wrote for us about the result, how happy he is about our services. Okay, then I put stop it again. I got before. Before he started working with us, he's working with all different kind of niches and clients, and he's running really, really busy. His day get really packed when he's got about 3-5 clients as a virtual CFO. So that's before. Okay. After, you know, he's be able to focus on one particular niche, and he'd be able to actually sign up 10 clients in exactly the same format, same problem, same solution. And so it's going to be more efficient. He's going to holding more profit revenue by doing less work because his process, initial offer messages is repeat. Okay. Now, I won't do the whole thing. So that's how I do it. I look at the point, I speak about it. Okay. So what I do then, I go to Slack. So I got my phone, I go to my Slack, open our channel, click that little button. It's called record audio clip. I click the audio clip and I play. So 1 second. So I stopped it. Now I'm going to click that. I'm going to click play. I work with a client whose name is David, who focuses on manufacturing client businesses. Recently got 2 clients that pay me $3K a month. Focus on increasing profitability per unit product. His screenshot of a testimonial he wrote for us about the result, how happy he is about our services. Before he started working with us, he's working with all different kind of niches and clients, and he's running really, really busy. Right. So I won't do the whole thing just for demo purposes. I'll send that into my Slack channel, and in a few seconds, it's gonna give me all the script that I needed. Now you got the script. I will then copy the script, and you know what I'm gonna do? I will then go to. So when I speak something I like, right? I can't write, but I'm good at speaking. You know, some of you guys probably good at writing. So I'll go to ChatGPT. Again, I go to content rewriter, and I go rewrite the thing. Okay, whatever, simple. And I copy my script. Obviously, that's not a full version. It doesn't work. I rewrite the whole thing. Okay, that's a hit to play. I will introduce the client that will work with David, specialized management section. Recently secured 2 clients, contributed $1,000 a month, aiming to enhance the profit margin for per product. His testimonial post, and then it just rewrite the whole thing, whatever you speak, in a very sort of grammatically correct content format. Okay, and what I then do is I've done the step 3. Then I'll use the prompt. Okay, so this is a testimonial prompt. So I'll copy that prompt. I will then go to ChatGPT, and I'll type that prompt in. But what I do need is I need to borrow my content rewriter stuff. So I'm going to borrow what I've rewrite the content. Just going to pause that for now. And I'm going to use this testimonial prompt. The bias before during situation, step-by-step process. And then I'll go to ChatGPT. I'll put in there. I want to say 1-minute video. What I'll do. Oops. Just did it. About. Then I'll just get my information that I've rewrite it for me through my voice into that. And then basically, again, it's not going to be accurate because what I just said a half thing, right? It's just going to give you stuff. How do I speak about, first 8 seconds, I'm going to say this. The 9 to 20 second, I say that. The 21 to 29 seconds, say that. So give me the 1 minute script that I can just put a prompt and read it for my video production. Okay. And I'll go through a little bit fast, but you'll get this, you get the point. Cool. So that's how I do it. I speak the content. I will then transcribe into a script, and then I'll rewrite the script, and then I'll reprompt it for my use. Okay. So now we covered 3 secrets. Secret number 1, how to find audience, research them, understand the pain point. Secret number 2, how to create all different ideas about how to solve the problem for the client, and knowing how to go viral to get followers, and knowing how to go personal case study to get sales. And secret number 3, how to automate that. It's called automate. Simple. Okay. Now, we're going to show you 3 more things. I'm going to give the worksheets out to you. Number 1 is going to be prompt and it's irresistible hooks. Okay. Now, hook is very, very important because, as I said, if you don't hook them up, they can't return, they can't be rewarded. So this is a way to get you the best hooks that you need it for the content you want to create. It's the entire prompt. Okay. So how to use prompt? It's going to fill out the content IDs, and you're going to fill out the target audience. Okay. So content IDs and target audience. And I was going to borrow the whole prompt. I'll copy that. I'll go to ChatGPT. And I basically said that. Okay. Videos about content IDs. How to get more high value accounting clients using AI and chat GPT automation. Okay, that's my content ID. My target audience, I want to target accountant, bookkeepers, CFOs, financial advisors. Okay, that's it. And I'll type automation. I'll go enter. Now this prompt will allow you to get all hooks that to help you out. Okay. 5 things to leverage AI in accounting I wish I knew earlier. 7 inside ChatGPT automation and financial services I wish I knew earlier. Start. Stop manual data entry if you want to track high value accounting clients. Right. Seize out there the client outreach if you're aiming to cut agent and financial advisory. So you get the point. Now to give you endless hooks that is actually already doing well, which then save your time. You can just use that to hook your content, whether it's a video, first 3 seconds or content. So that's number 1. Number 2, I told you I'm going to show you how to turning 1 simple ID into 24 viral IDs. Here we go. Now, in order to turn kind of 1 shitty idea to 24 viral IDs, is that you will need a main topic and a subtopic. Okay. And so whatever your main topic and subtopic is going to think about what's your main and subtopic. I will then say, I'll copy the entire thing. So this is the actual prompt. Okay, very simple. Copy the entire prompt that I've done the work for you. You go to ChatGPT, open up a new one, don't use the old one. And in this particular part, you're working with the client, who you are and what content you create, and explain the target audience. While construction companies, they are always behind on their cash flow. I want to create content that help them to grow a company profitably Okay, so that the main topic is grow profitable construction business. Then what I do is I'm gonna fill out my subtopic. It's gonna find where the subtopic. So that's your main topic. You got subtopic, which is the XXX. Let's go to see where's XXX. Great. Subtopic, cash flow, strategy, profit, strategy, financial strategy. Okay. Then I click enter. Now I know who my audience, what my key things are, and the 3 subtopic. Now it's going to give me effective project management, cost control reduction, innovative construction technology. You can play around with it. Now it's going to give me all content IDs that I can use. Why cutting corners, reduce costs can be more expensive in the long run. Right? Why traditional project management methods are failing construction way. So now I've got all this ID from this one thing. Cool. Now, last thing is post schedule. I want to click that, and I'm going to give you this post schedule. So Monday to Friday, you got different platforms, right? You got social media and you got your emails. Okay. Now, on Monday, the best way to post is the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Because Friday is not the best, Monday is not the best, but 3 best days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's where you should be pillar your core content in the 3 middle. Now, if you do a video, which I prefer you do, if you do a video, then your video will become the script. And so what you do, for example, my Thursday video, I'll post the actual content of that script on Tuesday. My Tuesday video, I'll post that content, the script on Thursday. So the same thing I can repurpose twice because one is video format, one is content format. And on Monday, I'll just do a really simple quote. And everything that I do on social media will be then goes into a text-based into my email database. Okay. And so with a 12 piece of content a month, you just have an endless way to repurpose it, retargeting it. We've got a separate training how to contextualize creating your core cards, which is not part of today, but here's a posting schedule you can go and learn yourself. Okay. Now, we've still got people here. So we're going to ask a question. Just wanted to, if you stay this far, what's one key takeaway you got up today? We went through a whole bunch IDs, automation, content regeneration, what's viral. Type in the chat, let me know what's been good or what's been bad, if that. What's the one thing you got up today? The prompts, 100%, that save a lot of time. YouTube script, yeah. I just like to borrow whatever's already worked and then sort of recreate it myself. I used to be just being stupid at creating things that I believe popular, but it never does. Different ways to generate content without spending a lot of time writing it. Yeah, I like speaking more than writing, to be honest. Guided content creation specific to a target audience. Perfect, Adam. Imran, conversation of audio script, of content script. Perfect, great. And I hope that you feel valuable, right? You got this, you spent an hour with me, and I feel like you talk the stuff out of us. I'm going to give you the premise of the entire prompt and script everything. I just dropped that link in the chat. So, and that will be not publicly available. And that's to reward your time. You spend, you got everything, so you can use that. Is that like leveraging different platforms, creating viral post, and trying more to learn more. Good stuff. Cool. So just make sure you got the link in the chat. And if you do, that will be the end of it. Thank you so much for you attending it. I appreciate your time. Again, if you wanted to learn how it works, how we help you to brainstorm, if you're just interested, like what's the whole thing about growing your next $1 million in fees and 50 clients through advisory format, how we do things, I'm going to drop a link again about the entire program, what we do, how we do it. And then there, you can click apply. You and me will get on the phone for a 15-minute chat. It's no sales pitch. We're understanding where you're at and what you need. It might be you just need a couple more tools. Happy to help. Thank you so much, Bintesh. Thank you for making me feel good. Appreciate you. Thanks, Adam. Have a good weekend. All right, team, let's wrap it up. Now, for those of you who, that's the end of it. Those of you, anyone got questions, you can mail if you want to ask any questions, or we can pop that in the chat. I've got a couple minutes. We can talk. If not, then we can wrap it up.